What's up, YouTube? Night's Edge here again. Got another pretty cool little review for you, David. Pretty cool one, man. This one was sent to me by the Pons. Thank you, Pons, for sending me this one and quite a few other ones, man. He's been very, very helpful with giving knives for content for the channel, so very much appreciate it. This will be headed back to Pons when I'm done with, along with the rest of them. This one is the OKnife Duron. Let's see right there, the OKnife Duron. Pretty neat. A lot of different little factors about this one. We'll talk all about it. Looks like a pretty plain, simple knife, but there are a couple of pretty neat little firsts for me anyway on it, and we'll go ahead and go through all that. But before we do, we'll go ahead and do the specs, the hardware, all that good stuff. Tip of the blade into the handle, you're looking at right at 8 inches. Maybe just a hair under 8 inches overall length. Blade length, looking at 3 and just a hair over 3.5. You go all the way back to where it meets up with the handle there. And cutting edge length, you are looking at about 3 3/8. Got a little bit of a choil there going on. All right, get out the calipers here. Blade stock thickness check, you're looking at 121 thousandths, thickest part of the spine. The belly, you're looking at 24 thousandths. Handle thickness 456 thousandths, so under half an inch for the handle thickness. Put the calipers up there. Let's do some size comparisons. Standard channel size comparisons here. You got your Spyderco knives paramilitary 2 and your Spyderco knives para 3. So you can definitely see it's a full-size knife. It's about the same overall as the paramilitary 2, maybe just a little bit shorter. But the cutting edge, you look at it with the cutting edge, definitely has more cutting edge than the paramilitary 2. And way more cutting edge than the para 3. All right, put those up. Let's see, we'll do a couple of more here. You got the Demco knives 8020S and your Demco knives 8020.5. That's the slicer variant right there. Put those up. Let's see, did a couple of them. Let's go ahead and do the Medford knives, Genesis T. All right, here's your Medford Slim Midi up next to it. So definitely thinner profiles than both of those, even though it is a full-size knife. And let's see here, last but not least, if I can get the Medford put back in its case there, do a couple of budget knives, kind of in the same price territory, I guess. A little bit cheaper, actually. That is your CJRB Bowie Pyrite, and that is your Civivi Knives Vision FG. All right, I think that's going to be it for size comparisons. We'll do, whoop, still got 2 more to do. Almost forgot. Let's go ahead, do the DeWalt frame and hammer and your 8-inch USA made crescent wrench right there. All right, put those up. Go ahead and do the weight on this bad boy, and it feels pretty light. Let's see, I'm gonna guess 3.5. See how far off I am. 3.2. Couple, yeah, 3.2, so pretty close. Under the ounce and inch ratio, which is pretty awesome. Where is my flashlight at? There we go. Got a little bit of milling inside that aluminum. Does have aluminum handles and nitro V on the blade steel, in case I didn't mention that before. Nice little, like, I guess you would call that what, clamshell? I don't know. It's not a backspacer. It's not like a floating backspacer with screws that attach it. Each half is individually part of the scale. Let me know in the comments, man. I would love to know the proper term for that. But yeah, so anyway, a little bit of milling going on in there. So that's a pretty good thing. We'll go ahead and see what she's like in the old faded blue jeans. And by the way, it does have a pretty nice pocket clip to it. It's like a deep carry milled titanium pocket clip, the way it looks to me. Let's double check that while I'm thinking about it. Yeah, magnet's not wanting to stick to it, so pocket clips either got to be aluminum or titanium. So that would be a Probably milled titanium pocket clip, possibly aluminum. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't see it on the website, but it is recessed, right? Or the screws are flattened, and the pocket clip is inside, has a groove cut out for it inside of the handle. So that's pretty awesome. It's not going to tear your pockets up in that regard. So really, really love that. Really dig that. Great pocket clip. If you're, if you're into deep carry, you might not like it too much if you're not into deep carry, but I don't care whether something's really deep carry necessarily either way. But whenever the screws are recessed and the pocket clip is like recessed inside of the handle, that's a good thing. And if you look on the other side right there, kind of grooved out too, so you can actually carry this left-handed. You can move the pocket clip to the other side and carry it left-handed, which is pretty cool. And I'm thinking, let's see, here's a T8, which I was dead wrong about that. You'll need a T6. Yep, T6. So T6 on that pocket clip to move it to the other side if you need to. Check out the pivot here. That's a T8 in there, right? Let's see, other side. Thinking that's a T6. Yeah, T6 on that lock bar insert right there. T6 on the thumb studs. And did they go T8? Yeah, okay. So T8 on the body, T8 on the pivot, T6 on the pocket clip, the lock bar insert, and the thumb studs. So thumb studs are removable. I wish they were T8, but it's good that they are removable. So that's a good thing. You can front flip this thing. Very, very low profile front flipper too. Easy to index, I find. Not as easy as some, I guess, but for the amount that's hidden, right, you got a little bit with some jimping sticking out right there for that front flipper. So with the amount that you've got hidden and the amount that's that's accessible, it is not. If you front flip it with your index, I can't really do it too much with my. Maybe if I practice a little bit, I could do it with my thumb. But indexing it open, as I missed the first try, indexing it is the way to go on this one. The thumb stud also another good primary means of deployment. They do stick out a little bit past flush with the handle, not too much. They don't really shred the pocket too much either. Pretty comfortable, pretty solid thumb studs, no issue there at all. The action on it, pretty good. Kind of a shake shutter right there. Almost, yeah, fall shut. Kind of glides, little bit of motion. It will glide shut just like that. So, and you can reverse flick the thumb studs pretty easy. So pretty cool. Nitro V on the blade steel does have what they're calling a really above average toughness coating on the Nitro V. No issue really whatsoever with the steel. Nitro V is a pretty good steel. You can see Nitro V on knives that cost way more than this, and the price on this one is around $100. So definitely keep that in mind. Right there, where is it? Here it is. Material or made of get a close up of that. Made of 11AL or OAL. OAL, that's what it is. Kind of got like their little logo on the O there. So it's Olight aluminum, which is they're saying is like a higher resistance, tougher aluminum than like your average pocket knife has when it has an aluminum handle, and kind of a scratch resistant coating on the finish, or with the anodization and finish of the aluminum. It's like a multi-layer anodization process. So supposed to be a little bit tougher than normal. Now this one, all in all, some nice touches on it, nice kind of texturing in the handle. You got jimping up top, fully comfortable. Choke back, your index right here in that groove. That's really locked in and really comfortable and solid. You got a flat here where you can kind of choke up on, put your thumb way up here, and you're pretty locked in there as well. So overall, pretty good knife. I would say weight, action, weight, materials, all that pretty good. But $100, I don't know. It's kind of high for me. If I was going to spend 100, I might have a couple of other, I might spend 100 on a couple of other options, but for what it is, being $100, I think $100 is just a little too high for me. I would say around maybe 80, something like that. I'm not saying to put this one out at like $30 or anything, but yeah, these are manufactured in China. OKnife does have a good quality product, especially for the price normally, right? So I would say this is a little bit more expensive than what I'm used to with OKnife. And I mean, unless you really want this, unless you're really digging the design and the qualities about it, which it does, as I said earlier in the review, it does have some pretty cool little qualities about it. So that is the OKnife Duron. Really appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate Pons sending it along. Thank you, Pons. Thank all my Patreons, man. Patreons, channel members. You guys are awesome. Channel members help pay the bills around here. Definitely help with shipping back and forth and being able to do like a monthly members giveaway. So channel members are much appreciated. Hit the like button if you like the content. Subscribe. It's right kind of down there somewhere if you want more of it. And remember, whether it's morning, evening, noon, or night, y'all stay sharp.